Majlis menjemput Margaret Neo Ana Andrew Luta dari SMK Baru Miri, Miri Sarawak untuk membentangkan kajian bertajuk Using Visual Prompts to Improve Email Responses in Paper 2 Writing.
Greetings. Today I will present to you a research topic entitled Using Visual Prompts to Improve Email Responses in Paper 2 Writing. Before that, my name is Margaret Neo Ana Andrew Luta and I'm from SMK Baru Miri. Okay, so writing ability is one of the English language abilities. It's linked together with reading, listening, and also speaking. So these abilities are set as an international standard, which is known as the CEFR, or Common European Framework of Reference for Language. In secondary schools, students are assessed through classroom-based assessment, PBD, and also periodically school-based examination. In every examination, students' language ability are tested through the ability to answer multiple choice questions and transfer information, and also to write short answers. Okay, therefore, students also have to produce written response in paper 2. Based on previous teaching and learning, the researcher finds out that some low proficiency students tend to leave their answers blank or simply copying back rubrics. As such, no marks could be awarded for both situations. Now, the reason this happens is because a student needs to know what they are going to write before they start to write it, because one cannot write what one cannot say, and say what one cannot think, and also think what one doesn't know. The study focus today will involve a lot of visual prompts. Now, what are these visual prompts? Okay, so those are visual items such as object, photograph, sign, or pictures to support and enhance communication. Visual prompts can improve understanding, avoid frustration, and also help to provide structure. The study aims to discover the effectiveness of using visual prompts to improve students' written email responses in Part 1 in English Language Paper 2. As for the specific objectives, the study seeks to lessen the number of students within the target population of 1 ELOC who scored 0 in Part 1, Paper 2 by using visual prompts. The study also seeks to increase the target student score in Part 1, Paper 2 to at least 1 mark by using visual prompts. The target group for this study will be 10 students which are chosen through the marks that they got from their AR1, okay, from their first midterm exam. So these students are they scored 0 to 2 marks for Part 1, okay? And then they only use limited English language in their daily interaction. And they also find answering Paper 2 as very difficult and also challenging. The implementation of the actions for this study begins with a pre-test, okay? And then the researcher identify the student's problem. After that, the researcher plan for the treatment and then implement 5 writing practices to treat the problem. In the end, a post-test mark is acquired, and then a comparison is made to make sure whether there are differences, whether there are better performance after the treatment is done. As for the implementation of the writing practice, 5 sessions are planned and met, whereby students meet to practice writing using visual prompts prepared by the teacher. These are the dates where the sessions are done, and if you can see, it starts from June until the last one, which is the post-test, which is in 15 January 2024. This is the findings of the study. Out of 10 samples, there are difference between pre-test and post-test for 9 samples, 9 students. Only 1 student shows no difference in the study because the pre-test and the post-test has the same score. This is the comparison between the pre-test and the post-test for all 10 samples. Now, if you notice, only sample D shows no differences. As for discussion, now based on the pre-test and the post-test comparison, 90% of the sample managed to improve their Part 1 score by 1 to 3 marks. Now, not including sample D, all samples had attended and undergone 5 writing practices with the teacher. It should also be noted that while the progress is not monumental, which means that it's not like they achieve 20 out of 20, as compared to their classmates who are not in the sample population, student samples had shown positive attitudes towards the treatment. Students also show higher motivation to complete a specifically modified and simple writing tasks. This means that before, they do not like to do this writing task. Now, after the treatment is done, after 5 practices, they are more motivated to do the writing practice. Also, since the treatment began, they had tried to send emails to their peers. And for this effort, they receive positive encouragement from their peers for a job well done. Now, the study was helpful for the researcher to discover the use of visual prompts in improving written email responses among students of 1L. However, more drills need to be done so that better results could be achieved for their Part 1 score in the future. Other teachers who have observed the treatment suggested to limit the number of students within the sample so that students who need guidance will have the opportunity to do so. The students had shown better interest in their lesson, especially during treatment sessions. They thought that the task they must complete is simpler than the usual ones they have for their lesson. In conclusion, the researcher found that the visual prompts help students to improve their email response. This can be seen by the difference between the pre-test and the post-test scores. However, a great deal of planning needs to be taken into consideration when modifying model email response. Next, teachers must be able to instruct students as beginners. This means that the treatment could be applied in class, but only after the main session. The teacher can also use the treatment session as a differentiation program for students during lesson. After that, students can be helped by the teacher. Teachers can point out keywords and related vocabulary during the usual lesson to help students enrich their prior knowledge. Finally, award students with positive encouragement, positive feedback, when they have managed to complete the task they are assigned to do. Teachers are also encouraged to build good rapport with these students so that teachers can help them do better. That's all. Thank you.
Terima kasih kepada Margaret Neo, anak Andrew Luta atas pembentangan sebentar tadi. Para hadirin dijemput mengemukakan soalan melalui chat box YouTube dalam tempoh 5 minit selepas pembentangan.